Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
Yo, what is going on, everybody? I am AK Eagles, and this is another episode of the AK Eagles podcast. I got with me tonight two special friends of mine, so please hit that like button on your way in. We are live on YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, and one more, but it doesn't matter. I appreciate each and every one of you for coming out. It's going to be a good one. Let's get into it. Yo, what's going on, everybody? Appreciate each and every one of you. Please hit that like button on your way in. Listen, first and foremost, the first person I'm going to bring on, out of these two, we all three started at the same time for the most part, and I have nothing but the utmost respect for them both. This first guy, man, he's blown up. He's taken over everything, and he's been a very dear friend of mine from the very beginning, and I've cherished that friendship to this day, and however long we go, man. So I'd like to welcome y'all to the show. BG31, appreciate you, sir. How you doing?
What's up,
man?
guys? How you guys doing, man? I'm feeling good. Thanks for having me on, man.
No problem.
Ready to talk some Eagles football. Let's get it.
Yes, sir. And then the next gentleman that I want to bring on, he was not in the title. I actually called him up hours later and invited him on because, I like his perspective of our team. He does think more realistically about our team, and that's okay. And, I got mad respect for this man. So everyone, please welcome my other special guest, Birdgang31. What is good, brother?
What up? The bat is out, so you guys know what time it is. It's Eagles football time.
Yes,
so
sir.
Who's going to get it this year?
They all getting it this year.
That's right. That's right. Bringing out the bat.
How y'all's week doing?
Good, man. We got football back. I like the Raiders' energy. Jags ain't bringing the energy today, it looks like, but the Raiders, they looking poised, man, and that's exactly how I want to see my preseason starters doing the same thing because they're going to set the tone. If you don't set the tone early, that tells me you're slacking and that you are not ready, and I do not want to see that because we got a lot riding on the season.
Oh, yeah.
How about you, BG? How you feeling?
Man, I'm feeling good, man. We got football started back. I can't wait till our preseason game gets started. The team's looking great. You can't complain about too much about that.
Yeah, no. And a couple shout outs real fast. BLSG, as always, what's good, gentlemen? How you doing, man? Appreciate you for stopping through, dude. He's ready to talk some birds, yes, sir. Next shift, Randy. How you doing, Randy? Appreciate you, my guy. As always, another hardcore sports member. Definitely shout out to you, sir. Further AM as well. Definitely hardcore sports member. Appreciate you, guy, for being here. Appreciate you. Sorry. There we go. Jinx Wolf, what's going on, my guy? Appreciate you, sir.
Jinx in the building.
Yes, sir.
Nephew in the building.
Yo, Nina, as always, appreciate you so much for coming through. Shout out to you. Thank you so much. Scoob Doo, how you doing, Scoob? Appreciate you, sir. Coach Dante, as always, shout out to you. Yeah, he's here. Let's get it. Okay. Yo, Philly halftime. Appreciate. Oh my goodness, there we go. Philly halftime. Appreciate you, sir. Thank you. So listen, guys. First and foremost, let's talk about some of these injuries right now. You got Pascal. He's limited. That's okay. Calcaterre, he's out with a hamstring. That one hurts a little bit because reps matter right now for him to learn the playbook, but it is what it is. We'll get him back when we do. Rogers is off of the PUP list, which is a plus, for a tight end too. Matt McCain, he's got a knee injury. And then Devontae Smith, he's got a groin, but nothing serious. They're just taking it safe with him, But Mailata and Dillard both out with concussions. I don't know, dude, you got condoms on your helmet now. Like, how is this possible? Weren't they supposed to prevent concussions? But yet, and still, we have two left tackles that got them. So that's a little weird to me. But how you guys feeling about the injuries so far? We okay with them?
They better been going against Jordan Davis. You know what I'm saying? Having some of them big boys hit him around.
How you doing, Mr. Birdman? Appreciate you so much for coming through. Shout out to you and all you do. She makes all the graphics for Birdman, and she does a fabulous job. She made that behind him, so she does very, very impressive work. Appreciate you for stopping through. Yep, Pascal practice full today. Like I said, man. Most of these guys are just kind of day to day. We're taking it easy with them. Don't want to rush them back too fast. It's a long season.
Yeah, I was just say that, like Mailata, I'm not too worried about. We already know what he can do. It's just mainly I'm focused on the 2s and 3s and 4s and so on and so forth. They need all these reps. When is our first game? You guys know that? Is it next Tuesday or this Tuesday? If you know in the chat, let us know. But you guys that are, I don't know if they're going to let them play the guys that are hurt right now, but the guys that are doing in the backup role, you guys need to step it up. And like right now, I'm looking at this Hall of Fame game, and I see the 2s and 3s and 4s putting in that work. They're like shutting out the Jags. But to me, you have no excuse if you're trying to earn your spot on this roster. You bring the noise, you bring the heat, because you're going to be part of something special. If you're not bringing that energy, and we're going to see in these preseason, the preseason is going to tell us a lot about who you are and what you want to do on this team. If you're not bringing that energy, we're going to see it right away, even down to the last running back. What do you got? What are you going to bring? Because everybody has something to offer on this team, and you got to show it. You got to showcase.
So Nina says it is next Friday, and
right.
AM confirms August 12th.
Okay, appreciate that
Friday game. So, anytime, like I said, anyone who does, the hard work in the background definitely deserves to get credit, and you do a lot of hard work for your husband, and we all appreciate what you do. So, shout out to you.
Definitely. Shout out to wifey.
Now listen, guys. This is where it gets interesting. First and foremost, BG, I got to apologize to you, man.
Well, you guys apologize.
Well, a couple of weeks ago, you had me on your channel, and we were talking, and I came in there, and I kind of gave you my 11 win. But, after seeing this week and stuff, and I don't know, man, it gives you a different kind of vibe. I'm not going to lie, man. AJ and Jalen, they got something special. You see it. They don't hide it, and they're having fun with it. Uh, Listen, man, I'm going to ride with you on this one, bro. I'm not saying 16-1. Like, I'm not riding with you on that, but bro, in all honesty, I've looked over everything. I have tried to find a way, bro. I'm saying we get 4 losses this year.
Right?
I have tried to
13-4. Yes.
I
Yes.
really truly have. But listen, man. One, the first and foremost, guys, I gotta say this. Yo, Hertz is yoked.
Yeah.
Like, can we not recognize that first and foremost? Like, this kid got big. Like, the dedication he took over the offseason to get a healthier diet. And shout out to Joey Shakes. Appreciate you, sir,
Thanks.
through. Thank you so much, man. But dude, he looks fucking amazing. You know, and you thought he was hard to bring down last year. Like you know, like for instance, let me throw some shit at you real quick. He's the only QB since 1950 with 4,000 passing yards and 1,000 rushing yards in his first 20 career starts.
Facts.
Okay, that first and foremost, you got to give the man his flowers where they're due. That's pretty impressive. You know, you're telling me Michael Vick didn't do that, Lamar didn't do that, you know, Allen didn't do that. None of these guys did that. To me, I got to give them props where it's due. All right. He was ranked 4th in explosive plays last year, you know, at 106 out of all QBs. That's pretty impressive. That means he is a pretty explosive QB.
He was 4th. I thought he was number 1.
No, he was ranked 4th.
Okay.
But still, 4th is good, right?
That's good.
Okay. He led. We all know he led the NFL in rushing and QBs last year. You know, at 784, and obviously in rushing 10 touchdowns at 10. And he's the youngest Eagle QB ever to get to the playoffs. That says something.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And last year he had 3,928 passing with 26 touchdowns in his first year as a starter. Okay, Carson Wentz had 16 touchdowns his entire first year starting, and he had 16 interceptions. Jalen had 26, and he had 10 interceptions. Like, I'm tired of talking about this, man. Like, his first 4 games he started his rookie year, he had a 51% completion percentage. Then last year he had a 61. He added 10% onto that. If he adds 10% and he gets a 71 this year, bro, it's over.
Can I respond? Let Birdgang go on the Jalen Hurts thing.
No, he's going at a great rate, and I just love what he's saying. And I've been saying it all off season, and I'm just glad that AK realizes now that it's about to be a special season.
Bro, it's a concussion, man. He'll be back in a few weeks. It's not a big deal. Shit.
Yeah, it's just a concussion. I'm not worried about too much.
No, but don't worry about Mulata. You know what? We should be focused on his backup role because Mulata does miss some time. So we got to. I forgot the gentleman's name that's playing for Mulata.
Andre Dillard.
Well, Dillard got concussed too.
No, it's another gentleman. I forgive me. I forgot his name.
Oh, you mean our 3rd string guy?
Yeah, somebody like I was hearing who was filling in for. I don't know his name, but
I don't remember it. Joey, help us out.
If he can look good out there, that's promising for us. If Mulata or somebody's going to miss some time, so that's what I'm saying. This is important for the 3s and 4s and 5s to step it up when they're asked to call. You got to step up.
Yeah.
But as far as Jalen Hurts goes, I mean, I've been listening to Twitter, everybody on the radio, YouTube. I am not liking what I'm hearing from Jalen Hurts. I've been hearing that he's having so-so camp, not the greatest camp. I heard he had a good day the other day. I'm not too happy with hearing with what's going on with the other wide receivers. I'm really confused. Zach was supposed to be this dude. He's injured. I know he's going to come back, but it's very quiet. I think Goddard's been very quiet. I haven't been hearing anything about Goddard. I think I heard him mentioned once. Greg Ward, real quiet. So I understand there's a connection going on with AJ and Jalen, but what I wanted to hear out of camp from Jalen Hurts or from the people that are down there watching, is that I just wanted him to hit his reads. I'm not worried about the damn arm. I'm not worried about the deep pass and all that. I am just worried about the timing. I want his timing to be there, and everything else is going to fall into place. So it kind of bothers me. And one thing that'll kind of calm me down a little bit, I got two issues. If they sit Jalen Hurts the whole preseason, that's a big problem for me. What that tells me is that they're hiding something about Jalen and that they're worried. That's one scenario. But if Jalen goes out there and has 2 or 3 good series, I could rest a little bit. I know practice is practice, but I got to see something on that preseason. Please, Eagles, do not hide Jalen Hurts this preseason. If you hide Jalen Hurts this preseason, it is going to spell disaster. I'm telling you right now, because if you're going to tell me that the Detroit Lions game is going to be our preseason game, you're going to miss me with that. I don't want to hear that. You got to give this guy a couple series for this preseason, because I'm not liking what I'm hearing from camp at all.
Yeah. He's not going
to Hurts is going to sit all preseason. Oh, God. No, Joey. Don't say that, Joey.
No, unfortunately.
I'll take 2 series, 2 or 3.
But I've heard good stuff about Hurts, man. I've heard he's been he had a couple bad days, but he's had some good days too. And a lot of those bad days, you got to realize this is a time to get the bad stuff out of your system. This is a time you're trying things that you probably wouldn't try in a normal game. So it's like the fact that he gets interceptions or missed passes or whatever, he's forcing things. We don't know the system. We don't know what they're trying to accomplish for their drills when they're doing it. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like, you got to let these guys roll. I'm not worried about nothing that happens in the preseason or training camp right now. I'm just worried about what he does once the season starts now. If it's consistently bad, like the only thing you hear is bad news about Jalen, then maybe I worry a little bit. But right now, I've heard great things about him. I've heard bad days about him. It's good and the bad. And we've heard, AJ and Jalen come out and say, like, you got to understand what we're doing in these drills. We're trying new things. We're shaking things up. We're trying to see, what tweaks we can make to certain plays. And then when you're doing that, of course, you're just going to rip it out there. So if he gets an interception, he gets an interception. You got to miss, an incompletion. You got an incompletion. I'm not really worried about it too much.
Well, the thing I would say is that now, of course, I'm hearing it from all Eagles media, blah, blah, blah. What I would like to know, if it's just like, if he's getting his progressions down, the reading of the defense, that's means more to me. So it's like, I don't really know what we're judging it on. Interceptions are interceptions, but I'm more focused on him controlling the offense. It's seeing the open guys. I don't even care if they dropped it or if it was interception. I just want him to see the open guy. But of course, I'm not down there, so I can't see that. So that's where I'm judging it off. It's not, I'm not like, oh, God, there's going to be interceptions. You can hear about Carson Wentz and all that, but that's not going to say he's going to be terrible this year. But I just really hope that the bad that I'm talking about is not the bad of little simple plays and reads and all that. But I won't know that till I get to see something,
Well, and dude, I mean, we have to understand he's going to have a bad game. Everyone has a bad game.
Every quarterback.
There's no reason to completely jump off the Hurts train as soon as he has a bad game, because it just happens. Realistically, every quarterback has one. But in all honesty, it's not about that for me. It's about what he does after he has a bad game. Did he learn from his mistake? Does he make that mistake a second time? Usually, quarterbacks won't make the same mistake twice. They learn. Will he be that kind of guy? I mean, that is the ultimate question, and I believe he will be. He's only gotten better. Why would he stop
Yeah,
now?
like for example, Elliot Shore Parks. Say what you want about him. There's a lot of guys that know him. He is on the inside and stuff. Especially John Clark. These guys that I talk about. They're on the inside, so they're seeing. But it's just like I don't know if it's just I felt this off season was going to be a little bit different because he's been working so hard. So I don't know if I maybe just thought it would have been a little bit cleaner or something like that. Maybe I wouldn't hear so much, oh, he missed this guy over this guy, interception this, interception that. I see all that. So I get what you guys are saying, but in the same breath, it makes me nervous because I know what lies ahead. Like this is all people say it's not going to all lie on Jalen, but a big part of this game is going to be on Jalen. Gannon is also on that boat with Jalen. I don't know even with all these dope pieces, I don't know what Gannon's gonna do. You know, N'Kobe Dean's got me worried. I'm hearing that he's probably not gonna be good, and he probably ain't gonna play till like the end of the season. What is that gonna do for me? Like, I mean, did we hype him up too much? Like, that makes me worry too. I'm hearing great things about Jordan, but not so much on the Kobe.
Listen, man, this Eagles D, like I get it. Even me last year, I said this defense was shit. I'm not gonna lie, But if you look at our defense from last year, man, we were 10th ranked defense in the NFL last year. I mean, that's not actually that bad,
But AK, let me just stop you real quick.
What?
Okay. I don't think our defense was that bad. I think Gannon made a lot of mistakes, man. I think he made a lot of mistakes.
Yeah,
Like
but
there was just we were letting the quarterback just do whatever they want. What was that? I'm sorry.
I said, but to be the 10th ranked overall defense, you have to make good play calls.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't just not make the right play calls and still be the 10th ranked defense.
We let quarterbacks do what they want. I mean, we almost gave a perfect QBR to Derek Carr, Herbert. Herbert cooked us up, and that was a close game. Can you imagine if Gannon dialed up a better game? We beat the Chargers. We should have beat the Chargers.
Bro, do you know our defense last year allowed the 5th fewest explosive plays in the NFL? We didn't get cooked very much. Well, we got killed in the short game, but when it comes to explosive plays, we had the 5th fewest. Like we did.
That seems kind of weird because the Chiefs did what they want, Tampa did what they want, Dallas did what they want.
Just
Who
telling
else
you
did what they want?
that is, bro.
No, I know. I'm just saying it just kind of
I was
misleading a
shocked
little
by
bit.
hearing it too, because in all honesty, from what I saw with my own eyes, I felt like our defense was a lot worse than that.
They picked it up at the end of the season. All
Uh,
up to
and
that playoff game, we definitely picked it up on defense, man. Like we were getting ran all over, we were getting passed all over. Towards the middle of the season, we stopped getting run all over, and then there was a couple quarterbacks that passed on us a little bit in the first half of games, but the second half we kind of locked them down, which gave them average games against us. I just feel like there's a lot of fans still stuck on the 4-12 season, even into all of last season. So they're like, yeah, they're picking up the pluses, but they're not. They're still looking at those minuses and thinking maybe we should, hesitate before we jump on board. And all I gotta say to those fans is, don't hesitate. We're about to be a dominant football team this year. Gannon's defense is gonna look a lot better now. You have all those pass rushers added to the defense. Plus, we have 4 new linebackers even added to the defense. It's going to look a lot different. It's going to look a lot better, and we're going to execute at a more high level this year going into the season.
Yeah, dude. I mean, we had the second most defensive touchdowns in the NFL last year with 5. Listen,
you know what?
just giving you facts because when you look at those and with the talent that we had last year, and now you look at the talent that we added with Riddick and Jordan Davis and Dean and Bradbury and Tart and Epps is playing like at a really good level right now. You know, it's like you can't deny what we've done. And if we were that high already with what limited talent we had then, what are we going to be now? I only assume to go up. I don't assume to go down. You don't add talent to be worse than what you were.
The you know what it lacked? I think it lacked we lack it just lacked the luster. You know, it didn't we didn't when Brandon Graham, the soldier of our defense, I believe in my book, it just kind of we just that's the swag meter was just kind of down. And then the other thing that bummed me out is that when Fletch comes out and says that remarks he did about I don't get paid for what he wants me to do, that's a sign of that the coaching is just bad, dude. So Gannon's got a lot to work on, and I mean, we'll see. I heard Epps is gonna. I don't think N'Kobe is gonna be out there. From what I'm hearing, I don't think he's gonna be out there very much. A couple plays,
I
but
think
I'm
Kobe plays a lot game one. Like I don't know what you hear from, but I heard he's actually picking up the defense pretty fast here, and he's actually making plays on the field in practice. So from what I hear, I'm not sure. Maybe I'm hearing it from the wrong sources, but Kobe Dean's gonna be that beast. He is that linebacker we've been waiting for. I think
Yeah, because what I'm hearing is just that he's just that the game's too fast for him, and I'm like, whoa,
he's a
yeesh.
rookie. And all the
Yeah,
rookies in
yeah,
the game too
yeah.
fast.
I know, but dude, you see, Micah goes out there and he's balling. Now, I'm not saying Dean is that or whatever, but it's just, I guess it's just like disappointment. I don't, I mean, I understand we gotta wait, but I was in more of hopes that he's gonna be in there to do something now. I guess I got to tone it back a little bit, but also it's still, we're talking about practice. Shout out to Iverson. So I can't go too crazy. It's just like, the feeling and stuff like that. Like, I'm very disappointed if Jalen doesn't play all preseason. I think that's BS because if I see Derek Carr and I see Dak Prescott all playing and stuff like that for a few series, what makes the Eagles so much better that like what in the right mind gives us to think that Jalen gets all this praise and he don't got to play preseason? I think that's a damn joke. Don't put a security blanket around my damn quarterback. Let him do a little bit. Let freaking Devontae go out there for a play or two, and the same thing with AJ Brown. I don't like. I'm not used to this, security blanket thing. I don't know, guys. I don't know if that's the new NFL or whatever, but I notice a pattern that it's the Philadelphia Eagles have been doing this stuff with the quarterback, and I ain't with it. I gotta see them out there for a little bit. I don't like that.
You got something on that, BG?
I don't know, man. I think it has its benefits and its negative. We were pretty healthy last year compared to the year before and the year before that. So obviously some of it works. Well, I like to see Jalen more, yes, but I think this year we have more joint practices than we did last. Oh, excuse me, than we did last year. So it depends what he's doing in joint practice. If I see another off season where he's like lighting them up and joint practices, starters versus starters, then I might not be so inclined to see him because like you beat him up all week in the joint practice, ones versus ones. Maybe not get he's not getting hit to the ground, but he's definitely getting rushed. He's definitely getting pressure put on him. That's game like scenario. You don't really get the full game scenario whether you play preseason or not. So I just want him 100% healthy going into game one. You know what I'm saying? That's what really matters. If he's healthy going into game one, that's the time to really judge what he's done this offseason. That's the time to really see what this football team's really all about. So, preseason the games for me are more for, you know, second streamers, third streamers, fourth streamers. See who's gonna make this roster, who's gonna make the final 53. And I'm not really worried too much about it. Like I do miss the old school football But we got to realize that all the rules have changed, not just the practice rules, rules on the field. So it kind of made it a more less aggressive game as in a whole. So I don't know. I think Jalen will be fine this year. I'm not really worried about him.
Yeah, shout out to the 16 in here. Please hit that like button on your way in or way out. Thank you so much for joining us. And no, man, I agree with that. We have had a lot of injuries in our past, and I did like going into the year last year fresh, and having my starters. Now, I do understand where you're coming from, Birdman. You do want to be able to knock some rust off, so to speak, and you definitely want to be able to give them a little bit of game time experience, before the regular season, because in all honesty, when you go against your own team, they're not trying to kill you.
Right.
The other guys, they're trying 100%, especially in preseason, because that's spots on the line in some positions. So, I get where you're coming from, but I believe a lot of it has to do with chemistry. If Jalen and AJ are on the same wavelength when it comes to being on the football field and they know what each other's thinking, I'm okay. Because that's what wins games. Being able to know that whenever you release that ball, you have faith that your wide receiver you're throwing to is going to catch it and he's going to be on his mark when he needs to be there. That's a security blanket, and he has that now. So I don't know, man. You've seen all the work he's put into. His release looks so much better now. You know, well, I don't expect him to be the best him this year. I expect him to show you
Progress.
exactly what we need to see, the progression. But I'm looking to 2 to 3 years down the road, bro. When he's finally been in the same system for 3 4 years, he's finally seen all the defenses he can truly see, and he has a vision of what everyone's defense looks like, and he now knows. Like, dude, he's gonna do wonders, man. He really is, because all the talent in the world goes to him. Like, he's so talented, it's not even funny, man. And he's
And
got
what
the brain to put it all together.
And what
So
hurts is like you gotta look at the numbers. Like that's all you really can do. I know we've seen good and bad with him, but like you said earlier, man, this dude is number one in terms of production from quarterbacks in the first 20 games ever. Ever. That's not, just this year. That's not just last year. That's ever in the history of football. So the fact that we still question, is this guy a top 15? Is he a top, you know what I'm saying? Like this dude's done the best out of anybody that's played that many games. Like you gotta look at that. You gotta give him respect for that. You gotta look for the positive sides of that instead of always sticking to the negative sides of what he didn't do and do right last year. I think last year it wasn't just about Jalen Hurts, about our team in general. We didn't have the talent to do anything better than what we did. The fact that we made the playoffs, the fact that we were over 500, the fact that we were the number one rushing team in the NFL. It showed that we had will, we had toughness. The coaches got to get it right, the players got to get it right. At the end of the day, like we did the best we could possibly do for the team that we possibly had last year. Last year, this team's dramatically better. We got a lot more talent on this roster, and you should definitely be expecting big things.
and bro, this kid was 22 years old last year. He's younger than even guys coming out of the draft this past year.
Yeah,
Even still, right now, he's 23 years old, bro. Like, he's a baby in the NFL. Let's talk about age. He's a baby, dude. Like, Zach Wilson was 24 when he came out, I believe. Like, so he's got a lot of growing up yet in the NFL. He's definitely leaps ahead of these guys because he is so young. So, whenever I look at him, man, I gotta give him that time. We all talk about patience. We all talk about developing. As long as he shows me that he's developing, as long as he shows me that he's throwing wide receivers open, his accuracy is there, and he can lead the receiver down the field, and he can make every throw necessary to be an NFL quarterback, dude. He's proven it already. You know, I mean, last year we went 9-7, right? And that was a rebuilding year, correct?
Yeah.
And he made the playoffs in a rebuilding year. Like, when are we going to stop being negative against this guy?
Well, the thing is that the reason why I don't go all in, I don't say he did it is because he was hurt and he needed a backup quarterback to help him.
That was one game.
It doesn't matter. We needed that one game, so I don't really give him all the kudos. And as far as the running game goes, we have the best running game. That's because Jalen's doing most of the running. Because every time I talk about the running game, people say, "Oh, it's Jalen Hurts." That's the reason why our running game is so good. But I thought it was because Jordan, when Jordan came back and Miles, I thought they were picking it up here. But from what the Eagle fan base has been telling me, he said, "No, it's all Jalen Hurts." So I got to really look into that. So it's kind of misleading right there. And the other thing is, I don't know if necessarily Nick Sirianni is a Jalen Hurts guy. The reason why I say that is because you saw the beginning. He was kind of like, I want him to throw, and it didn't work. So then fans are yelling at him. We're chanting, run the ball, run the ball. So that kind of irks me the wrong way about, like, I don't necessarily think that Nick Sirianni wants to have like a Jalen Hurts type quarterback, but maybe they can prove me wrong this year. And I already know what Jalen can do on a football team. The reason why I fell in love with the kid is the Arizona game versus
Kyler Murray.
Kyler, right?
That was a good game.
But it's like, dude, was it because Doug Peterson was that much smarter? I know I can't go too crazy with Sirianni because, again, we have to let him develop and all that stuff like that. But I'm just not so sure that he's a Jalen Hurts guy of his system, like Jalen Hurts. I bet you if Sirianni had to do it all over again, he would have let Jalen Hurts do more things. Allowed more game for Jalen than versus what Nick Sirianni wanted. So it's kind of like a conflict of interest to me. Do you guys think that Nick Sirianni can mold himself to adapt to a Jalen Hurts game?
For sure.
Yeah.
I mean, my God, dude, they have their own handshake. And you saw in the training camp video, like, Sirianni called him his son. He's like, "Oh, that's my son." Like, dude, they have a really good bond together.
Yeah, that I'm not questioning that. None of that. It's just on the field now. Like,
oh yeah, dude.
like
Nick said, dude, he does his scheme to his players. So obviously that's him saying he can adapt to anyone, right?
And if he couldn't adapt, we wouldn't have never made the playoffs last year.
Exactly. We wouldn't have swung our offense 180 degrees and went from a passing offense to a running, be number one in all of rushing and make the playoffs. I mean,
but hear me out on that.
okay.
What scares me about that, and for some reason we think that Jalen's going to be more of a passer, but that's not his game. So how do we make this work? Because Howie and Jeff, they want more of a passing quarterback. So how do we make this work where we kind of get best of both worlds where it works, where it's not so much run heavy? Because in order for Jalen to get that contract, I believe he's got to get to 20 to 25 passing touchdowns, and you could add whatever rushing touchdowns to that. If he's under 20, and granted, it's going to be weird. Like, I could say he's under 20 passing touchdowns, but we're kicking ass. But it's kind of like it's a little bit misleading because what do I do? Do we go for just winning the games off of running? Or do we want Jalen to be more successful on passing? It's like a really tough decision for me. Like, of course we want to win.
Tough, my guy.
But does that mean that we're taking like he's not gonna ever be a decent thrower? Like I don't know how this is gonna work.
I feel like
Well,
he's already a decent thrower. He's a good thrower. You know what I'm saying? No matter what, he still got 4,000 yards, 22 touchdowns as a passer in his first 20 games. Like, that's pretty good for your first 20 games for anybody. So I think that's what I'm saying. Like, people will be like overthinking it. It's like, you don't have to be perfect. You guys want him to have these big, huge numbers. Like, yes, did we overpass in the beginning? But it wasn't the fact that Jalen Hurts couldn't make those passes consistently. It's the fact that you don't pass the ball 40, 50 times a game and not run the football. That was the problem with that offense. It wasn't the fact that Jalen was really throwing it that much. You got to be balanced. You got to, give the defense something to look forward to besides just passing the football. Like, you got to have the defense aware of your running game. I want to see Jalen run just as much as he's been running. Jalen's a smart runner. He doesn't take very many hits. He stays up for the most part. He had some of the best runs in football last year. That Saints run, probably the number one run in all of football last year. When he dipped on them twice and scored a
But
touchdown.
BG, but what comes with that is that he actually injured himself. So I don't know if I want him to run as much.
bro,
Football,
hold on.
football, you're gonna injure yourself regardless. Like that's just.
Let's get something correct here. So when did we ever get to the point in football when a touchdown, whether or not it's passing or running, is not a touchdown? Okay, a touchdown is a touchdown is a touchdown. I don't give a shit if he runs that shit. He could rush 3 times and score 3 times in a game and score 21 points and win that game 21-14. I don't give a shit. 7 points is 7 points. I don't give a crap. If he's winning me games, I am happy. Because in the end, that is what football is all about, winning.
Yeah, but at some point, AK, you're gonna have to give a crap because Michael Vick didn't win anything, and Michael Vick is one of the best running mobile quarterbacks in the game, and he won absolutely 0.
I understand that, but who am I to sit here and hold Vic's unsuccessfulness over someone else? Just because
we're talking about that
and what
concept.
about all the crappy quarterbacks that won Super Bowls?
Runs like
The Brad Johnsons, the Flaccos,
like Vic.
you know what I'm saying? The Dilfers, like all these trash quarterbacks still won Super Bowl. Super Bowl's a team thing, regardless. Like if you're not on a team that's right for a Super Bowl, you're not going to win it. Period. It doesn't matter how good you throw. Peyton Manning played for all those years. He's only won 2. There's a lot of years of him leaving early in the first round. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just something that comes with it. It's not about your passing. Like you don't have to be a passing quarterback, a pocket quarterback just to win the Super Bowl. Like there's been plenty of them that wasn't even good quarterbacks.
But I will take a quarterback like a McNabb. He was still able to run and stuff like that. That's kind of what I want Jalen Hurts to be.
To develop into. And that's why I say develop, because he's still, dude, like I said, the kid's a pup.
Yeah, but McNabb didn't really have a team the way Jalen Hurts has a team like that. And I'm not going to give him any.
He hasn't even played with the team. You can't. He hasn't even played with the team yet. How can you knock him without him playing in one game at least?
No, I'm just saying that he's in a better position than McNabb. Or actually, I don't see why he can't be close to McNabb with what he has right now. To me, Bird Gang and AK, I don't think that there's no excuse that he can't be similar to McNabb. You guys agree to me with that? I think he could be. I think he could be even better.
And he could be better. He will be better. I think Jalen's gonna be an MVP candidate. If you want me to just throw it out there, like straight up, I don't see no reason why he can't be an MVP candidate this year.
What's good, Rock? No,
he's gonna be a straight up Pro Bowler, not no alternate. He's gonna be a Pro Bowler. He's gonna be an MVP candidate. And the Eagles are gonna look good with Jalen Hurts this year.
Like I'm not even playing, bro. I don't even like putting Jalen in anyone's category. I mean, yeah, you can say whatever it is, but I just want Jalen to be Jalen, dude. Mm-hmm. And in all honesty, I don't want him to try and play like Lamar. It's not about rushing stats. It's not about rushing touchdowns. Just go out and win me ball games. I don't care how you do it.
Yeah, but that's what Lamar Jackson does, though.
Every team defense is different.
Lamar. AK, that's what Lamar does, though. That's his fortitude, though. That's guy. I want him to have the same kind of mindset. I'm trying to look at. Do you guys have a thing where you could show Lamar Jackson's like stats or whatever? Like, I
Oh,
don't know why
BG,
it's not.
that shit.
I don't know why it's not coming up, but I'm having difficulty with it. But my point thing is that I feel okay, let me ask you this, guys, and I know this is gonna hurt saying this right now, but I want you to just kind of take the ego out of you for a second there.
Fair enough.
If Lamar Jackson is the quarterback of the Philadelphia Eagles, what is this team right now? Where's it going?
Ultimately, the same place.
Why? Because what does Lamar bring to this table right now? Listen, I'm not knocking Jalen right now. I'm just saying we did a trade. Lamar Jackson is our quarterback. How are we? Are we at that? Are we right there in a championship right now?
Oh, Gary was good, man.
Lamar would have still been in the league longer than what Jalen was if we got him last year. If you're trying to say the same time period, so we could have possibly been the same, if not a little better. But like I said, I think Jalen's better than Lamar Jackson.
No, I'm not even lying, bro. If Jalen comes out here and he does what everybody anticipates,
Oh, what is that? Pete
that's
Pablo?
Pablo, yeah.
What is up, Pablo? I haven't seen
My boy
him in a
Pablo.
minute,
If you
man.
guys have not
What's
already,
good?
please go sub to this man. He is one of the truest people and talks with his heart. And I love doing
Yes,
content,
sir.
man.
I
But yeah,
can't wait for his videos.
new show is about to drop here soon, so definitely go check him out and like up his content. He's a great dude. But listen, man, if Jalen comes out here and he does what he's supposed to do and what we all anticipate him to do, there's no reason that the Philadelphia Eagles, and I'm telling you, bro, I'm not bullshitting you, that you can't be in the top 3 or 4 in the NFC.
NFL, man.
I'm
Yeah,
not even.
okay. Let me tell you, and I'll tell you guys right now. I will start buying what you guys are selling me about this team. Sweep the damn Cowboys. And I know that's kind of weird to say or whatever, but the Cowboys need to get taken out. And I want Jalen. If Jalen Hurts is the guy, I'm telling everybody in the chat, AK, BG, if Jalen Hurts is the guy, he has to win this division. There's nothing. I don't want to hear nothing else. He wins the division. He is the guy going forward. You can book it,
100%.
flip it, whatever. But those are the facts. Win this division. That's what I want. All I want for Christmas is the division. I want to be over there in Dallas. I want to be the Birdman that stole Christmas. I want those Cowboy tears. I want those Washington Commander tears. Those midget tears. I want all the tears.
Oh, you want a hot take right now for you?
Give me a hot take right
All
now.
right, listen, man. First off, you're going to get your wish. I truly, truly believe that the NFC East, I believe, will have to go through us. I have no doubt about that whatsoever. Okay, but here's your hot take: Washington Commanders finished second. Dallas finished.
Those could be facts right there.
Here's
I feel like
here's another hot take for you.
Oh shit!
Detroit Lions finished second in their division.
Detroit Lions. Ooh, that's real hot right there.
Go ahead, BG. My bad, buddy.
I'm just like I'm done even thinking about division. Like last year and the year before, years you worry about the division. Like I really feel like if we even struggle to even win this division, it's going to be a problem. Like the talent on this roster is too great to even struggle. Like we should be all thinking the first round draft pick, like best in the NFC East. Top 5 in the NFL. Period. Like that's what type of roster I think we have right now, and that's what I'm looking forward to this season.
Bro, if we win the division, I'm gonna throw a party on my channel. Both y'all invited. We're gonna celebrate some giveaways, the whole nine, man. I'm gonna be one happy camper, man, because That's what I really want, man. Everything you guys say about the Jalen Hurts is like it's not that I don't believe in all that. I just want it to come together a lot faster. Like I'm kind of like I guess I'm like a kid, at Christmas. I want the gifts now. I don't want to wait. I just I don't know if it's because I've seen the potential. I've seen what he's capable of doing, and I just want it to come
But
together
the,
now.
but the best part about
Everything
that,
that's
Birdman,
happened.
you know what I'm saying? The best part of that is last year was that prove a year for Jalen, and we all approved him. You know, he did great enough. He's gonna be our quarterback next year for sure, right? This year, the pressure's not on Jalen like that, man. We have way too much talent. The pressure's only on the coaches. I think even if Jalen were to go out and play, the same type of football last year, say I hope he gets better. Trust me, I do. And I plan on him getting better. Having the first time, having the same offense, back to back. But even knowing all that stuff that we knew about last year, first year coordinators, first year everything, we still went to the playoffs, still won 9 football games, and I think our team's just so much better. Like you can't even put it on Jalen anymore.
Let me
Like
tell you. And well,
Can,
he's a captain, so I'm gonna. He's the leader. He wants that smoke, so I'm gonna give him that smoke. And let me tell you this too, Birdgang and AK. And I talked with AK a little bit. A lot of this stuff, a lot of this pressure will subside a little bit, and it's on an important character on this team, Mr. Miles Sanders. He has to be our guy. He has to be there. He has to relieve some of that pressure because he's our home run hitter. And also staying on that field, that means that Jalen doesn't have to make things happen all the time. You're actually going to let Miles work a little bit. So I believe another key to success is Miles Sanders, man. And I don't know, call me crazy, but I think that's a huge thing for me is Mr. Miles Sanders because we can't have a 9 game guy or 8 game guy. We need the 17, like that. I think Miles got to do it, man. There's no more. I can't make no more excuses for him. It's same thing with Saquon. He goes down for the Giants one more time. It's a wrap. It's a done deal.
that's
yeah, I
fair.
agree. I agree. I think he has way more pressure on him than you know Jalen because he actually got to perform. You know what I'm saying? He has to go out there, and we want him to do it. He got to stay healthy. He got to find the holes a little faster. But we seen last year when he was out for a little bit, and when everybody was screaming for Jordan Howard. Like, I'm not a Jordan Howard guy. I think 2 years in a row, stingers costing you 6 games is like that's a little too much for me. Maybe your time is running out, but
But you know
Miles,
why though, right, BG? It's because we love that North and South, man. I love that every bro.
but we
Once we
didn't.
had a taste of the
What was
victory with
Westbrook? What
look,
was Shady? What were these running backs that we actually loved being Eagles? They were shifty, juke,
They were
stop on a dime type running back. They weren't these North and South running backs that everybody's talking about.
but okay,
Like, when
that's
do we
true.
have those
You're
North and South running backs that were actually good on our football team? You could say like Gary Blunt,
I would.
maybe.
Hey,
Even Blunt had moves.
personally, BG, I would love to have both. That's a ground. I love that. But the
They
thing
say,
is, why isn't it working for us though? Like, is it? I guess it's all injury, but like you said, Westbrook. Westbrook was mostly healthy for those runs and stuff like that, and Shady but he was mostly healthy too. But why? What is the issue here with Miles? Is it just is just that bad luck? He just can't get it over this hump. Like I mean,
I think his health came with usage. We didn't use Miles the last couple of years as much as we should have. And when you're not using the guy, he's sitting on the sideline chilling most of the game. When he goes in there, he's trying to overcompensate. He's trying to do too much, and that's what's getting this guy hurt. I don't. It's just the same thing. It's the same thing. Listen, it's the same thing that happened to our offensive line. Remember when we were passing 40 times a game, 50 times a game? They were doing all that backpedaling. That's when all of our line kept going down because they're not supposed to be backpedaling. They're too big a man. We got a road grade type offensive line that we have here. Dude, we got people movers on our front line, so we got to let those guys do what they
yeah.
do best, and that's push the pocket instead of like backpedaling. And you seen it happen with the offensive lineman, and you see once we stopped doing all that passing, then they stayed a lot more healthier, and we didn't have to worry about that.
BG, you just brought up a damn good point. Like, cause I consider like we got an army tank out there, we got a Brinks truck, we got a Tonka, we got all the guys right there, right? Why do you think we kind of strayed away from that? Because I was loving seeing Mulata run out there, a big old tidal wave, and then make there goes Miles and Jason Kelsey running out there. It just seemed like sometimes that we kind of stopped it for a minute. It almost seems like when we get something that's working, we kind of stray away from it. That kind of confused me a little bit. Who do you think was making the calls on that? Instead of paving the lane, we just kind of stayed back a little bit, make Jalen do some magic or something like that. Do you feel like that kind of went away a little bit?
I feel like in the beginning of the year, Nick had a plan, and he was like, you know what? We're gonna try this. Let's see how. Let's go ahead and test our quarterback. I'm gonna throw the ball all day long, every day. And we are just launching the ball over, launching the ball. Let's see what Jalen can do. Let's see what he can do early. It's more of like a test because he always knew he can fall back on the run game because that's what kind of lineman we had. Once we started letting some of those linemen start getting hurt, like Brooks and Mala, he started realizing, oh man, maybe I need to cut it back a little bit and start running this football. And then I think now having a full season under his belt, they know exactly what they need to do this year. Keep it balanced, start the game off running the football, and then your air attack game will definitely open up because you don't open up the pass with the pass, you run to open up the pass. So I think he understands that fully this year. We won't have that problem.
And BG, do you
Like,
feel, and AK, real quick before you answer, do you feel that there's no excuses to not do that with this power O line we have? Do you feel there's no excuses whatsoever to not be doing that?
Facts.
facts. I do. Like,
Yeah.
let me give you a scenario real fast, man. Last year at the beginning of the year, first at least 6 games, we passed very heavy. You know, in one way, I feel that was Nick Sirianni throwing the book at Jalen to just see what he had, to see what all he could handle. It was like BG said, a test. And then I believe after week 6, he started to realize, all right, that this we need to step it back a little bit. We need to simplify it a little more and just easily feed it to him little by little. Because he's smart enough to get it. It's just it's too much to contemplate at one time. So let's just bring it back, reel it in, and feed it to him little by little, and let him take his steps that he needs to do to improve. And you saw that towards the middle and to the end of the year, he did improve. And that is when they, pretty much kind of reeled it back on him and slowly made him work on one thing every week, little by little. He's got all off season and he worked his ass off. He did everything that he was supposed to do. He trained with the people he was supposed to train with. He did everything right, man. And now he's going to come out here and I think he's going to.
If AK, I mean, 2 questions, and when Birdgang comes back,
I'm here.
if Miles had to miss a few games, how many games would be acceptable where he could still possibly be in the Eagles' future next year? That's because it's going to be kind of tricky. Like I'll throw my number out there. I say he can't miss no more than 3 games.
Yeah, that's a good number. I don't want to see him miss more. I don't want to see him miss any games, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't. I know, but it could be just something. What's that? That turf toe, something stupid. It could be something stupid like that, But they gotta let him rest. Nothing crazy. It's just like a very minute thing or something like that. But I would say it could only be 3. What do you say? Okay.
Dude, I hate to be a Debbie Downer, man, because I'm probably one of the biggest Miles Sanders fans there are because he came from my college that I support, But
Yeah.
I got to say, man, I don't know if there's anything that he can do to come back.
Ooh.
I mean, even if he stays healthy, bro, like we all know, first and foremost, halfbacks are dime a dozen. And secondly, I asked this question a couple weeks back. How do you even know he wants to come back? I get it. He's from here. He went to college here, and he's from Pittsburgh. But dude, the disrespect that we've shown this kid in the 4 years that he's been here by not utilizing his talents, by not using him. The writing is kind of on the wall when you're inside the 10-yard line and you don't even give it to your number one halfback. You give it to Scott and you give it
Ouch.
to Gainwell. Like, that's a slap in the fucking face, if you ask me. So how do you know that this kid doesn't already feel that disrespect, and whenever it comes down to contract time, he doesn't even want to be here anyway? You know what I'm saying? Like, you
Okay,
can
okay.
much.
Now you just opened a can of worms.
Sorry.
So
I just know how I would feel as a player.
no,
what
no, you're. I mean, no, you're opening my eyes a little bit. So that being said, are we gonna get 100% Miles Sanders contribution out there, or do you feel it's about like a 75-80 that's gonna be out this season?
Oh no, I believe you'll get 100% him because no matter
We're
what,
gonna
bro.
get 100%. Okay.
Oh yeah, no. Because listen, no matter what, whether he wants to be here or not, he's got to play for another contract somewhere else, right? So he's not going to half-ass it and make himself look bad. He's going to ball. Like, don't get
Okay,
me
so
wrong.
you're viable. He's gonna be viable then.
Yeah,
Okay,
100%.
I got okay.
Playing for his future, whether it's with us or someone else. I'm just giving you another perspective. Maybe he don't want to be here because of how we've
I
disrespected,
got you.
utilized him. That's all. But that doesn't mean we're not going to use him.
Whew.
I think he plays good. I think he has a great year, and we re-sign him for a couple more years.
I hope so. That'd be awesome, man.
'Cause I'm not worried about the money side of it. I just feel like the Eagles want to find out: are you going to be that guy? If Miles Sanders is that guy, he's an upper echelon running back. He's a top 10 type running back. If he pulls those numbers out, like people forget, Miles still is one of the still has one of the highest yards per touch, from any
Yeah.
running back in the NFL. He still, has put up big numbers throughout his career. You know, the short career that he's had. So he's not considered like a bum. He's considered a good running back, just not. We all think he can be great, and we need to see him be great, and that's what we're waiting for. Waiting for him to go
He,
ahead and do that. He's been
and
3 years. It's
Real,
his
real
fourth
quick,
year.
real quick, Bird Gang or Birdman, before you go. Like in all honesty, let's say this kid stays healthy for 17 games, which we all pray he does, and we all hope he balls.
yes.
I mean, in all honesty, you could be looking at a top 7 halfback this year.
Yeah.
I mean that's honestly not that far fetched. I mean, if Miles Sanders could stay healthy for 17 games, dude, there's no reason he shouldn't have 1,300 yards or more.
Yeah.
And will we be able to do any possible trades with him if he has that? Like, can we get something back from him, or that wouldn't happen? Like whoever wants his,
I,
wants him on the team.
think if you're sitting 7 and I don't think if you're sitting 6-2 at the trade deadline, dude, you are trading him anyway. Especially if you're the one he's riding. Pause.
Oh. All right. Here's another thing before I get going.
Yeah.
Is I'm not too happy with my special teams other than Elliott. I think we are lacking it. I hate the fact that the last time we had something good in the punt return game was Darren Sproles. Like, how are we missing on this? Like,
I don't think
and
we are, bro. I think Covey's got that
what happened?
sealed. I
Who?
think Covey's got that sealed. Covey. Because he was actually doing returns today and yesterday, and they say he's doing pretty good. So
On the return. So
and Covey could be your CMC of the return game. He's that
so do you
good.
think we might get some of that action in preseason? Seeing some returns from him
I hope
this
so. That's
preseason?
awesome. Hell yeah.
All right. And then what about our punt kicker? He kind of he cost us some weird games where gave him the other team, the opposing team, great field. Like, I don't know what was up with that.
I'll let
He was
BG
doing really. That's true.
He went from like
But
the best punter to the worst punter real fast.
Yeah, what's up with that? I mean, I haven't even. Have you guys heard anything about that situation? Because I don't. Are we testing out another dude or, or
I have
what's
not
up?
heard anything, dude.
I'm already new punters.
Oh man, because
We're gonna ride them
man,
out.
he was giving the other teams great field, bro, and that was killing us, man.
Bro, hopefully we get a Jake Elliott season from him this year, a
Jake
rebirth.
had a great season last year
Yeah,
too.
that's what I'm saying. Hopefully we're just maybe there's something we don't know about because punters don't get talked about a lot. Maybe he's
Nope.
actually had a pretty damn good off season and he showed himself. So
Well, actually, Roca used to get talked a lot. I remember we always talked about Roca.
yeah,
He used to always get talked about.
never heard a word about Johnson ever, 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 ever.
Right.
Just saying.
Yeah, that's true.
But I
How you guys
agree.
feel about Rager though?
What's
Rager's like been lighting up. Do you think it's like last year where he's lighting up and he's gonna not produce, or you think he
You
actually
know
got
what,
his
Bird
stuff
Gang?
together?
God, dude, that subject is so like, it's like it's so tough because like on half of you is saying give the kid another chance, and then half of you is like I'm sick and tired of this shit, dude. And then he has the little tweeter, his little tweet battle telling someone to, stop the cap or whatever. Uh, it's really tough, dude. But I'll say this: if Jalen Rager looks better than Pascal and Ward and who am I missing out there on the preseason, I think he stays on the team, and I think he gets a shot. Um, because of how he that's his boy Blue, So if he's looking good, I think how he keeps him, man. But it's kind of like fool's gold, dude. Because if he gets the job and all that, and he's our third or fourth guy or whatever you want to call it, dude, you better play. You better bring that during the season, bro, and you better not drop anything like you were doing last year, because that was total. You're basically costing us games at this point, and it's just I'd rather have some scrub from freaking from the Wawa go out there trying to do some routes, because he can't have anything like that.
no, dude? I say careful because I had a stream just the other day and it was unproven versus proven. And pretty much what I was doing was I was calling out the bullshit because last year it was the same song and dance with Rager. Always having a fantastic camp. He's this, he's that, blah, blah, blah. And then in 17 games, he only gets 299 yards. And I'm like, wow, that's fantastic. Y'all.
Hey, you want to know what's really sad
Oh,
sometimes?
real quick. I want to get to this because this is important to me, man. Somebody now, obviously they do not. Their comment is not on my video anymore because I erased them because I was actually pretty upset by it. But I actually had somebody come on there and say because he's black is why I said what I said.
Uh,
I
about Rager?
Rager, yes.
Oh,
And I'm glad BG's here because he knows I'm the last person that would ever even come up with something like that because that is not who I am one bit. You know, uh,
look, it's very simple in Philly, and I've learned this over the years. Going to the city of brotherly love and all the fans around, is that you are judged on your character and your heart and what you put on this field.
Mhm.
Nothing else. That's all
yeah,
it takes. You show it like Jordan Malata. I didn't know this guy from anything. All I know is a rugby player. I saw a few highlights, but his character and his presence, I felt and I knew that this was a true dude. And he signed with the Eagles, and he's going to take care of his family for the rest of his life. And I didn't have to know his college and rugby and where he went to school in elementary. I didn't know none of that. But just by
Mhm.
his character, I saw something in it. And that's what Philly asks of you. That's what they
well,
want to see on the field, man.
and that's why I say, dude, that that kind of upset me a little bit when somebody attacked me like that, because it's like, dude, I don't care if you're black, pink, purple, yellow, green, blue, fucking dude. Listen, I heard my whole point to what I was saying is don't overhype it, because last year it was overhyped and the dude literally had 299 yards. Like, I'm not falling for the same stupid shit twice. If he comes out here week one and he balls out and continues to ball out throughout the year, hey, I will give the kid props where all the props are due.
And then to that is that I've met I can't think of his. Oh, Greg Townsend. You guys know Greg Townsend? He used to play for the Raiders, and he played 1 year with the Philadelphia Eagles. I met him in person, and he said, I played for the Raiders. He's got a Super Bowl ring and everything. And he said, let me tell you, Raider fans will let you know when you're screwing up. They'll tell you, they'll scream at you, yell you, all that stuff's going down. He's all, but when I went to Philadelphia, they threw me in for a shock, because when we screwed up, the Philadelphia fans are going to let you know that you're screwing
Right.
up. He's
Right?
all, they don't play. He's all, I got the Raider fans up to be one of the toughest fan base, and the Philadelphia Eagle fan base is right up there, because we could smell BS a mile away, dude. We know if you're faking the funk. We know when you're bringing that funk, and that's why dudes like B Doc stays, Selleck, Ertz is going to be forever Eagle. These dudes come back. They know what's up, dude. And when you know that history. It's not very many that know that, guys. It's not very many. But when they know what Philly's about, that's what we're looking for. That's all we ask of you.
And bro, in all honesty, I to put the icing on the cake on that, when we stop caring is when you need to start worrying.
Yeah.
Right.
That's the God's honest truth. Because when we stop fucking caring about you and we don't talk about you anymore, you're no longer any importance to us. And that's kind of where I'm at with Rager right now. He what has he shown me for what he was drafted as? And now I need you to go show me. If you show me, I'll shut the fuck up. You won't hear another word from me. You know what I mean? I'll take my receipts and I'll say I'm sorry, but until you do that, man, my Lotta outplayed, like you said, he outplayed his draft capital. He was a 7 foot
yeah.
dude.
Let,
And
let- can I answer Scoob? Can I answer Scoob right there?
yeah,
Let me answer Scoob. He said, if that's the case, then why don't half the fan base don't like Jalen? Okay, what I'll have to say into kind of like why I'm so like critical and all that stuff. It's because I think Howie Roseman is part of like this whole thing that went down with Carson and Jalen, right? So you sell the fan base this mirage of Carson, Captain Carson. All the Eagle fans are on cloud nine, but it was kind of fool's gold because Nick Foles had to step in and finish the job, and you guys know the rest. So Eagle fans are kind of like they're in a flux right now, because here we got a guy that was a second round pick, which no one knew that was going to even happen. I think pretty much you can go down to the YouTube verse. You didn't really hear anybody saying like, I can't wait to get Jalen Hurts. No one really knew Jalen Hurts was coming to Philly. So the Jalen Hurts thing comes in, and we got a shiny new toy. But the thing is, we got a franchise still right there. Carson folds at the table, and we throw in Jalen to try to just kind of pick up the pieces to this broken puzzle. He has some shiny moments like that Arizona game that I loved, and also the Saints game. He had a really good game against the Saints, and I think we were all kind of enamored by it and kind of like sucked in. And the base is like, geez, man, we have Jalen, this guy, second round guy comes in, and he looks Carson just basically threw the fan base under the bus. So that's where I think half the fan base is kind of in that flux, stuck with the Carson, Nick Foles. And I don't know if Jalen's the guy. So I think that's why everybody's at the table and they don't want to go all in. I'm kind of reserved too, of going all in with Jalen, And that's why this season is just pretty big. I don't need him to do, he doesn't have to go to the Super Bowl or the NFC Championship. I just want him to show what he can do on the field. And I think we're still gonna have that mix of fans that just they can't stand Jalen. But like I said, they gotta see this project come together. Like Bird Gang is already all in. Bird Gang has the keys to his house, the Lex, everything's on the table. He's ready to roll. But some of us are just kind of on the outside with our cards on our hand, not kind of ready to do that. But
okay, let me give you a scenario real quick on Hurts, and I don't mean to interrupt
Yeah.
you.
No, you're good.
This is something that I've been thinking about, and I want an honest answer. No bullshit. Okay, Bird Gang. If I'm not mistaken, Jalen had what 10 touchdowns called back on him last year.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
Okay, now let's just put this into perspective. Now, some of them, those 2 sideline throws, I guess you could say it was bad ball placement. So, all right, you want to throw that on him, fine. But some of those were holding calls. Some of those were pick plays on touchdowns. But say those plays never happened and he got those touchdowns. That gives him 10 more touchdowns passing, right? Therefore, he has 26 passing touchdowns. And then you add in the 10 rushing. That gives him 36 touchdowns complete. Okay? Are you looking at this in a different light at the moment?
Yeah. And also, let's say I think half those touchdowns, well, I'll say 6 or 5. Imagine if he had his reads on point and saw wide open guys. Can you imagine what that looks like? That's what I'm waiting to see.
Yeah, I agree. But
you know what I'm saying? Like, wow, like
with 36 touchdowns, are you stamping in at this point that you can claim that he's your guy? If he had,
oh man, I feel a whole lot better, and I think we beat the 49ers. We would beat the 49ers. I'd be extremely happy, because where did the 49ers go? And we went toe to toe, and what's that? Kittle was kicking our ass. Kittle was knocking our dudes out. I didn't appreciate that. That's why I need to see the dogs come out. Like
Kittle had
no more
receiving yards in the game.
What's that?
Didn't Kittle have like less than 20 receiving yards against us that game?
No. What he was doing, his blocking. He was blocking our players out.
I got you.
Yeah, he was like, blah, and then like
he wasn't effective in the passing game.
Yeah, he was just taking our dudes out, letting Debo do Debo things, like. But that's a game we should have won that game. We should have.
There's plenty of games we should have won, bro.
Yeah, we should. There's like 3 games where Jalen walked off the field with the lead at the end of the game, and our defense choked. You know what I'm saying? You can look at the San Diego game we should have won.
I'll tell you right now.
Even the Chiefs game we should have won.
That Giant game we should have won, bro. Yes, granted, I understand he had 3 interceptions that game, but at the end in the fourth quarter when it mattered most, the second to last drive, he gets us down to the 50-yard line. And then what happens? I think it was Scott fumbles the ball on the 50. Yeah. So then they go down and they get a touchdown and then turn around. Or no, they get 3 points or whatever the fuck it was. But then we go down again, and the last 2 drives the last 2 plays we need, fucking Rager drops them. So I look at
that. Ward had a drop pass that touchdown that game too.
Yeah, so I look at it as, he has shown that he is capable of putting our team on his back, and making those drives that count. But in the times that he did do that, especially in that game, our team failed him.
Yeah.
And AK, Howie saw the same thing that you saw, and that's why AJ Brown is in the house. I'm critiquing and this and that because you already know what I'm looking at. But the thing is, I already know that the swag meter is there. I already know the swag is off the chain. Now it's just time to put up, shut up, and I know it's going to happen.
I agree, Scoop.
So it's just, bro, it's like, I'm not trying to make everybody down. Everybody be excited, be super excited, be excited for Jordan and everybody, Epps, everybody that's doing that word BG. This is probably going to be BG's last year. And that he is probably one of my top 10 players of the Philadelphia Eagles all time, bro, because I just love that dude. That I mean, I hope to God I get to meet him in person one day. But dude, he's just that guy. He was very missed. I know a lot of things would have changed, and I hope pray that he's going to play all 17 games.
And I like how you
But
bring
we
up
have
BG. Not to cut you off, but I like how you bring up BG because the fans gotta realize BG was almost off the Eagles. He was about to get cut for real, for real. Like he was on his
yep
way out the door. Like he was a first round pick, and like we all like, well, I guess he's not gonna be our. He was a bust. You know what I'm saying? At first, he was even known as kind of being a bust, and then he came back. He played some better defense. He got better and a better defensive scheme. And he started being a BG that we love and come to love now.
yeah.
So it's like there's some players, even like
So
with the Barnett
who
thing. It's
who
like
if you BG? So who would you say is on the verge of being like a BG type dude where it was kind of woe was me in the beginning, but now we just love the dude. Who do you think is on the way to be the next BG?
Barnett.
Thanks, Barnett. Wow, wow,
Because
that's a
Barnett,
good
even
one.
though listen, Barnett had some horrible plays last year at the worst time possible.
Yeah,
It's like it's luck. Like he's not the rest of the time he played some good football. Like he's really good against the defense. He did his thing, but he just cost us the game a couple of times with some horrible penalties. But I think Barnett is that guy.
You say Barnett?
he said Barnett. All right, AK.
First
Who would
round
you who
draft
would you
pick.
pick?
First round draft pick.
No, no. I
Just
give
like
him
BG.
that. Listen, I've always said it. I don't put Barnett in JJ and Rager status just yet because, he's had 21 and a half sacks so far being here in his career. So
That's pretty
he
good.
has done some things, but he's just a bonehead, right? We all agree on that. He's a fucking bonehead. So
Yeah.
if he could clean up that stupid shit he does, I'd be all for it. So he does make a valid point, but I want to see that Tennessee aggression again. Like you broke Reggie White's sack record at Tennessee for a reason. That's the guy I want back. Okay. Now, uh,
Yeah, I think those bonehead plays that he did came when we were losing.
now,
When we're in that losing streak. If we were winning those football games, he doesn't get half of those calls, I think. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
it's a difference when you're a winning football team compared to a losing football team. When you're a losing football team, they're not giving you nothing. You got to earn everything. But when you're a winning football team, say we're like 6-1, and Barnett does one of them moves, you might not even get that called on him. It might just be a good play by him. But he's a
Now, I will tell you this: my next BG, it's not going to be anybody you guys even were prepared to hear. My
ready.
next BG man is Milton Williams.
Facts.
I'm telling you right now, dude. Listen, I've already said it. I would not be surprised if Jordan Davis ends up being our number one DT at the beginning of the year, and the dude's already taking first team reps sometimes. If the kid shows you exactly what he's going to show you, you can't deny that. I mean, he's taken 12th overall for a reason. He's going to play. There is no ifs, ands, or buts. That's why they drafted him. Now, I believe because of Fletcher Cox being there, and you got Hargraves being there, and then you also have Milton Williams and Tula. I can't even say it.
Marlon. Just call him Marlon.
Yeah, Marlon. And
Marlon.
listen, we've got people in the middle. We can handle it this year. You throw Milton Williams on the outside, dude. I believe he wins a lot of matchups.
All right, guys, I'm gonna dip out. We gotta do this again. Birdgang, you know what it is. Thank you for
Hell
being
yeah.
here. AK, thanks for having me on. Football season is upon us, man. Um, Real quick, Birdgang, are you doing anything special or anything different on your channel as far as when games come on? Are you going live? Are you going to be doing any of that this year?
I don't know.
Or
I'm still in debate if I'm going to start live streaming games. I like watching them, man.
yeah, it's
With a
hard to do
post, I
both,
got a
right?
post game show, I got a pre game show, and then I got a call in show at the end of the night. So that might be just good enough. Like, I like watching it.
Okay.
Like, I
Yeah,
don't
it.
know.
Yeah, and especially your emotions, man. You would
Yeah,
probably see it. You would
I'll be
probably see a
cussing up a
different
storm.
Birdman. You're like, Birdman, I didn't know you talk like that. I'm like, yeah,
Right?
during
That's
the
how it
Eagles
is.
game, I be getting a little bit crazy. And then
You guys
sometimes
saw my Jalen
when
Reagor rant, haven't you?
and we when we start doing bad, I start drinking this beer. I start drinking this beer.
Yeah.
A shot might be getting passed to me, oh
By the
man,
fourth
it's
quarter, you're faded, just cussing out the TV.
a
What the heck?
bro. Eagle games, they're cutting years off my life, man. Just like I gotta tone it down, but it's so hard. I'm so passionate about this team, bro. It's just
Yeah.
like I got the air. I'll be in Arizona. Oh yeah, Bird Gang. Are you going to any games this year? Are you going in anything like that?
I want to go to Eagle game at home. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's my
Yeah.
goal. I want to go at least two of them. So
Okay.
right now, you know what I'm saying? I just got promoted at my job, so I got a little bit extra cash coming in. So I'm just
Nice.
got to plan it out. I got to go to California still. So,
You
um,
literally got to put like a savings account strictly for Eagles, bro. Because
yeah.
I got the Arizona game. We already got the hotel. We're supposed to be tailgating with King and
Which game is that again? Because my
fourth
mom's down
the
in Arizona. I can
Arizona
go down there and check
Arizona.
her out.
Yeah, Arizona game. And uh I got some a buddy down Dallas, Chris. He said I could. He lives down the street from the Cowboys game, but it's a Christmas Eve game. But I never done nothing like that. But I would love to catch that. Go down there in that Jerry World and just get some green kryptonite out there and just mix all them Cowboy fans out there and boo, give them a little taste of the Birdman. And then I do plan on making a Philly game. I think we might go to the Green Bay game. That looks like that would be cool, and it's the weather be great. But hopefully, man, we're talking playoffs, and maybe Eagles playing the Rams and SoFi. That'll be dope because
Oh, that'd
the
be
West
tight.
Coast,
That'd be
the
tight.
West Coast will be
I like that.
representing,
Thank you, Nina.
and the Eagles and the Rams rivalry, man. They beat us the last time, but we whoop them when it counts. So
Wait, we beat them last time, I thought.
nah, man, we lost. We lost to the Rams the last time. It was in Philly, I believe. Yep, it was in Philly. We lost to them.
Really?
We beat them twice before.
Because the
Those were
last time I remember us playing the Rams was Carson when he got hurt. Did we play him the
no.
next year?
We played them. Yeah, in Philly. We lost to them because my boys. I owed them some money, so that's why.
Nina's going to the Arizona game too.
Oh yeah, see, Nina, we need to all go to the Arizona game. See,
Oh,
I
Nina, what? Oh,
I've
that's
been
so
to like
tight. That's
five,
cool. I'll
six,
see you.
you know, Eagle games away. You know, like 6 or 7 actually. But I've never been in a home game. That's really my. That's what I need to do. I need to be at a
Yeah, no
home
lie, man.
game.
I'm going to be down at the open practice this Sunday. That's going to be fun. I'm excited to do that. There's going to be a bunch of us going down. That's going to be exciting to hang out all together. So it's going to be a fun time.
It's gonna be fun,
Yeah,
man. Like
the Rams beat us 37-19, September 2020.
2020.
Mm.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
37-19. That's pathetic.
Yeah.
But our team's way better than that year, baby. We're gonna get them this year. We're gonna get them. I think everybody's gonna get it this year. Everybody's gonna get it.
The
You
potential's there.
know,
100%. It's all there.
this team is like I said. Like if we were always so good, like think about it, guys. Like we've always been a playoff team. We've always been a winning organization over the last like 20 years. It's
Mm.
like and
Hey,
we
Bert.
never been like I keep saying we never been paper chaps. We're paper chaps now. So that means we have the talent to back up the talk. You know, this is the first year. That's why I encourage everybody to get so excited. That's why I encourage everybody to forget the what ifs for 1 year. Just forget the what ifs and the bad narratives that can come with it, and embrace having the team that we have because we might not have it next year. We might not have it a year after next. This is a year that just go all in on the Philadelphia Eagles. Every player, every coach, and just let's bring home another Super Bowl this year.
Yeah,
You
Hey,
like no
know,
Bert.
lie, man. I mean, you look at this team at wide receiver. You got a 1A and a 1B at 1 and 2. You look at the cornerback room. You got a 1A and a 1B in the cornerback room. And like we all say, iron sharpens iron. They're only going to get better. and having two dominant corners and two dominant wide receivers, man, that shit pays off. I mean,
Two
in all
dominant offensive line and defensive line too.
Yeah, but
You
but I
know,
mean, in all honesty, you want to talk about probably the best weapons when it comes to wide receiver. I always will give it to Cincinnati, because they got Chase, they got Higgins, and they got Boyd. But now you're talking about teams that have two very good weapons. We're right there. I mean, we're battling for second. Because
Hey,
we have some
real
great
quick,
weapons.
AK.
Yeah.
yeah,
So
but
on that,
question Rager, if Rager can ball out this year, we would be to have the best passing, attack in the NFL. There's no team that got four good receivers.
You just need
You
one of
know,
them to break out, bro. Just one. That's it.
hey guys, so that game, the Rams game,
Hmm.
Carson Wentz, 26-43. Completions was 26 and attempts was 43, 242 yards, zero touchdowns, and two interceptions. Our squad was Deshaun Jackson, Zach Ertz, Jalen Rager, Sanders Goddard, Scott, Greg Ward, and JJ Arthega Whiteside, which nobody had a touchdown. So just to let you guys know where we were 2 years ago, to what we got now, man, there's no reason why we can't do things, that no one thinks we can. I know they're trying to put us in the limelight and all that stuff, but we gotta put in the work. But great show, guys. I will see you guys later. Take care and everything. Tell the fam, say what's up. The Birdman is out. Much love. It's always fly, Eagles fly. Go
fly will
Birds.
fly.
Peace.
Peace.
Yeah, man. Appreciate him so much for coming on, dude.
Oh
I
yeah.
love talking football with him.
Yeah,
He
Birdman's good, man. He always bring that other side out. You know what I'm saying? You're like, okay, let me think about it. What you say again? Because then I gotta come correct with it. But yeah, man. Shout out to Birdman 951. If you're not subscribed, go subscribe to that guy. Definitely great Eagles content creator.
Yeah, no, and that's kind of why I wanted to bring you on tonight, man, because I understand what you're talking about. I've done my research. I looked at it, dude. I've seen the potential. I get it. It's on paper, but it's staring you right in front of
Yeah.
staring you right in the face. It's all there, man. All you got to do is just finish baking it, and that's what training camp is about. You just got to finish whipping up the ingredients to make it all whole, and that's what these guys are doing. And you can feel it. They're having fun with it. You know, listen, man. There's no reason with the defense we've created, with the offense we've created, that we shouldn't get away with losing just 4 games. I'm comfortable saying that. Four
You
games.
gotta find the four for me. Like I keep telling everybody, every time I do these, if I'm like being honest and we're doing game by game and they're asking me who win or lost, like I never come up at 13-4. I always come up, 16-1, 15-2. But, that's when my realistic side said you're gonna lose a couple more games that you might
For,
not want to lose, that you might not should lose, but you will lose, and then that's when I come up with the 13-4. Like it's a struggle to get to 4 losses
yeah.
for real, for real. Like I can't give you straight 4 losses. I have to. You probably hear me switch up different teams every time I say the 4 losses because it's just like it's a struggle, man. Like we are that team this year. And like, you starting to see the media even give you the props. When you can keep coming out with all these lists and all these rankings throughout the offseason and the Philadelphia Eagles are coming top 10 and like all these rankings and all these lists, then when they're gonna realize the main two lists to even worry about is defensive and offensive line, and we're tops on those two.
Yep.
So what are you really? I just don't understand the people that justify. We're not gonna have a double digit win season. You know what I'm saying? Like we're not gonna have it at all. Like how do you? Where's your justification at? Like we were 9. I know we only won 9 last year, but our team is dramatically better than last year.
Oh yeah.
Dramatically. These coaches are going to be better than last year. The players are going to be better than last year. And if these guys go from year 2 to 3 like they did year 1 to 2 for the third year players, and the first year players going into the second year, they can make that jump. Man, we're gonna have a dominating team. Like a lot of the stuff that we're basing off isn't even based off everybody's growth. Everybody's a big jump. Like that's something that normally happens in the NFL anyway. A player has a jump process. 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4. You get better every single year. So I feel like we're just looking at the paper by itself. And we're like, oh yeah, that team right there, that's awesome you know. But we're not adding in all the extra stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh wow, Devontae was destroying number one cornerbacks. Now he's going against number two and threes. Quez was doing good and was wide open against number two cornerbacks. Now he's going against three and fours. You know what I'm saying? Like those are huge jumps to go with your jump. If you're making a jump in talent, but then the talent that going against you is jumping down at the same time, man. What does he expect? We're going to dominate this football team. This team's going to definitely dominate this year.
Yeah, no, man. Listen, it I want to really say that this game is all like 90% mental, 10% physical. Like
Yeah,
it's really about a mental headspace. It's about how much you study. It's about how much you take in. You got to remember a lot of stuff to play football. It takes a very good memory, and it takes chemistry and knowing your routes and working on your craft each and every day. You can't be lazy with it. You know, you can sit there and say you're the best, but you know what, man? Tom Brady didn't get to be Tom Brady by just slacking. You know,
facts.
D Hop didn't get to be D Hop by just slacking. Thielen didn't become Thielen without slacking. You get what I'm saying, man. These
Yeah,
guys work on their craft day in and day out. That's what Jalen does. And listen, man, he has the mindset to be a great quarterback. I'm not gonna lie, he does. He has the mindset. He has the leadership. He has every quality you want in a quarterback. I just need to see him to develop into that quarterback that we all want him to be. And I think that's what scares a lot of people because when you look at Jalen Hurts, his window is so big. You know what I mean? Like his bottom is like down here, and his top is way over here. And when you look at like a Josh Allen or a Joe Burrow, you pretty much know what they're going to be. But Jalen's is way different. It varies a long way, and I believe that's what scares people. But Jalen's only going to get as good as he's going to get because he wants to get there. Nothing's going to hold this kid back from getting there if he keeps going the way he's going.
facts. I feel you. Facts, man. And like you said that. I like how you said that too. It's like no one knows how good Jalen can be. Like even this year, for anybody to think that they can have an assumption of what they're going to see from the man, I don't think it's a coincidence. He keeps bringing up, "Hey guys, I've not had the same offense as my dad in high school when I was 16 years old." Okay, this is the first time ever. That's a huge thing when you're a quarterback building, and the fact that you made it through the highest ranks of college football. You know what I'm saying? You made it to the highest ranks of college football to the pros, without even having any kind of consistency in the offense. Like I think Jalen, the sky's limit. Like the jump that we expect them to make is going to be even bigger because of that reason. You know what I'm saying? Like I expect him to be this much better, but guess what? It's gonna be that much better because he has familiar, plays. He has familiar faces. He has everything's gonna be new to him. It's like he's gonna be like, wow, what I'm saying? I don't have to worry about all this. It's not all on my back. I need to learn this offensive scheme plan. Oh, he's changing this to that every single year. Oh, this is called this. This is called that. This is called this. This is called that. You got the same terminology going into this year. Jalen Hurts is gonna ball out, guys. I don't know. Like don't expect him to be MVP right off the jump. Like it's still a growing process. Like AK said earlier, it's like it's still a process. 2 3 years, it's still a process. But we're definitely gonna see him be dramatically better this year. That's all I can say. He's gonna be dramatically better, and dramatically better is putting you into the category. If you look at his season last year, even this season last year, as much as we hate it, it was still a Pro Bowl alternate. It still was the fantasy football player of the year. You know what I'm saying? It still was a lot of things that was positive for a football player. So I don't know. I think everybody just need to back off, enjoy the situation, and appreciate. Yeah, you gave love to Carson, you gave love to Donnie, you gave love to Vic, you gave love to Cole, Foles, all these other quarterbacks. Jalen's already ahead of all of them right now in his career. And just know that he's going to get better. And we got better weapons this year than we have ever had. I don't remember the Eagles looking this good for a long time. I don't know if I can even say I can even name a team that had this much talent, youth, and, experience at the same time, man. It's crazy. And sky's the limit for the Eagles, man.
Like, dude, you're not even lying, bro. You're not. Like, for instance, we've already said Jalen Hurts had a better first season starting than Carson Wentz did. Okay, no lie. Now, AJ Brown is definitely better than um oh crap, brain fart. Sorry.
D-Jax?
No. The one from Chicago.
Alshon?
Alshon. Yeah, he's a better younger Alshon. Like, no lie, he's better.
He
Hands
better.
down. Okay, he has the weapons to do whatever he wants. They're in every way he can kill you. He can kill you with AJ. He can kill you with Smith. He can kill you with Goddard. He can kill you with Miles or whoever they put back there. He and even Richard Rodgers is a plus.
Yes.
Richard Rodgers has done nothing but play good for us. So I feel comfortable with Richard Rodgers being our tight end too. Okay. He has all the weapons in the world, man. If he let's put this into perspective. If this kid comes out and say he has a quality leap like Carson Wentz did year 2. Because if you remember, after his rookie year, Carson Wentz, actually, that was probably his most dedicated year to his football career. Like, that offseason, he spent a lot of time working on himself, working on his craft, blah, 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 and look how he turned out. You know what I mean? Now, I'm not saying that Jalen Hurts is anywhere near talent-wise of Carson Wentz. What I'm saying is that comes with dedication, that comes with time. That comes with putting all the work in that you need to put in. I'm saying Jalen could take a leap in year 2 like Carson did, but in his own way. This kid is going to get better. Now, whether or not that's having over 1,000 yards rushing or having over, 38 to 4,000 yards passing and having 8 touchdowns passing or he continues with 10, I actually think he's going to step back in his rushing touchdowns. I think more around 7.
Yeah, I think he's going to start handing the ball off a little bit more this year.
Yeah, I do too. I think they're going to try to. We all know that what Jalen can do with his legs. I believe they want, and you can't take that away from him because at that point you're crippling.
No.
You are crippling Jalen Hurts. So you don't want to take that aspect of his game away, but you use it to get out of trouble when the pocket collapses. Let him do his shit. Let him scramble out and make a pass. That's. I think that's what they're going to do, and they're going to do play action stuff like that. But I do believe they're going to pass more. I do. You don't go out and sign an AJ Brown to run the ball.
But when you think about it, though. People keep saying, AJ means more passing, but in reality, AJ comes from the least passing offense ever. Like, that's why I don't like when people say that AJ isn't like an elite receiver. Like, this dude put up numbers with fewer targets his whole career. You know what I'm saying? Derrick Henry gets like 300 and something touches a year. You know what I'm saying? So it's like to think that this guy, like, when you put his stats up against other receivers that are 3 years in the league, it's right up there. But if you look at the one key thing is targets and receptions, like, his is dramatically lower. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's a good run blocking receiver. That's going to help our number one rushing offense.
Oh, for sure. Like, no lie. Would you say he's at least now that is one thing I will give JJ when he played outside is JJ is one hell of a run blocker. I will not take that away from him. I mean, we both can agree to that, right?
Yeah. Yeah. JJ was a really good run blocker.
Okay. Well, that's AJ Brown. I mean, you're just replacing JJ with a guy who is actually way more dynamic catching the ball. That's what he did. You
Yeah.
know, um, and not just that, but it also by chance happens to be our quarterback's best friend. You know, I
Yeah.
mean, how much more lucky can you get?
There's a
You guys,
lot.
excuse me, you guys wanted McNabb and To to work, right? You were like, what if McNabb and To worked? Well, now you got it. I truly believe that. I truly believe Hertz and AJ will work. And when
Yeah.
it does work, dude, you won't have the drama behind it like you did McNabb and To.
And
These guys are friends. It's going to be pretty good.
a
Pretty
lot of people don't realize too, like that whole making it work. AJ's not that dude that the only way he can be successful is by throwing deep bombs to him. You know what I'm saying? He likes those 5 yard hitches. You know what I'm saying? He likes those 10 yard outs. He likes those, over the middle throws. That Jalen can get to him early. So he's a different style receiver, that's definitely plays, a plus for our offense this year. He's gonna tear it up, man. He's a running back when he gets the ball in his hand. He runs people over, he stiff arms people. He's a tough individual. He's gonna go out there and give it 110 every single time he gets the ball. Like he said, every time I touch the ball, I'm trying to score a touchdown. And that is the diehard. Like that's the key part that people are missing. It's not the explosive plays down the field, with AJ that we're really missing. We still got Quest for that, and I think Quest's gonna hit some nice bombs this year. And AJ is just that guy, man, that you just give him the ball early. You know what I'm saying? Hike the ball, throw the ball to him, and let him do his thing. You know, and I think that's gonna be a dramatic because we always been crying about receivers that can catch the ball. Last year we loved Devontae. Guess what? He can catch the ball. You know what I'm saying? Like we were lacking receivers catching the ball for a couple years. Carson wouldn't be off this team right now if we have receivers that can catch the ball. I remember a couple years, seasons where Carson would have been a number one in the league if everybody were catching the ball. We had the most drops ever, in Eagle history with a couple of those teams that Carson had. You just reverse the narrative, get some guys that want to catch the ball, that can go out there and grab the ball whenever it's in their facility. And that's what type of receiver AJ is. He's a big physical receiver. That's definitely going to add a huge, threat to our offense. You know what I'm saying?
All right, so Scoob wants us to answer a question, and I'll let you answer this one actually. Can
Okay.
y'all answer this for me? Why is there the narrative being said that Jalen has all the weapons or better than what McNabb had when all they added was two wide receivers?
I would say I agree with you first, Scoob, because I don't like how everybody's saying we got all these weapons too when we added one real receiver. You can say Pascal too, but Pascal's more like a fourth receiver. So in reality, you only brought one more starter to this offense. One more key starter, but the trickle down effect of how much of a starter he is, how much of a superstar he really is going to make the second, third, the fourth receiver that much better. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be that much better. And if you put our top four up, if you just say, Devontae, AJ, Quez, and Pascal, I can't think of a better receiving core we had. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't. When we had D Jackson, Macklin, that was cool, but that's two. Like Avant back in the day being a good slot receiver as your third one with McNabb. It's like, come on now. If you be realistic about the situation, we got the very best receiving core the Eagles ever had. Pro bowlers, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm telling you, I feel like we're gonna get 2,000 yard receivers this year. My deal is it's going to be AJ and Smitty. It's going to be Smitty and Goddard. It's going to be Smitty because I really think Quez might even be the sleeper that no one even imagines to be that 1,000 yard receiver because we got Smitty and AJ. But Quez is going to be open a lot of time, and Quez is one of those take the top off the defense type receivers that's going to be open down the field. So guess what? If he's catching more of those balls, that means that's a lot more yards gained every single time he catches. He could be that 1,000 yard receiver with less catches.
Richie MC says, "Yo, BG31 and AK don't always agree with you all, but I respect your opinions." Yeah, man. Listen, like
That's all that matters.
don't get it twisted, bro. Like we respect when you sit here and you talk in our chats, and we take everything that you say, into perspective. That's how we learn this sport. Everybody has knowledge about it. Everybody looks at it in a different way, and that's how I learn this game. I take your perspectives into, you know, into thought, and I try to look at it your way, man. And in all honesty, my channel is all based off of my opinions. It's how I see my team and what I feel needs work. And my channel is not always going to agree with BG's, and his isn't always going to agree with mine. But that's why it makes it so awesome that we have so many people, because you guys can sub to everyone and have different opinions everywhere. 20 different opinions, and
Oh yeah.
we're all kind of close, but we all look at it differently. But that's how we learn, man, and that's what makes football football, and that's why it's so great.
Oh yeah, man. And everybody's opinions matter. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, we're all Eagles fans wanting the Eagles to do one thing, and that's bring home another championship.
Shut your mouth, Scoob.
You
Don't talk
know,
that. Don't.
knock on wood. Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Don't say
don't.
that. But even if he does, I'm not that worried about. To be honest, like if you guys go back to some of my earlier off-season, videos, I didn't even think we needed another receiver. To be honest. Because if you looked at the receivers we had, they just needed time to develop. It wasn't that our receivers were trash last year. It's that they were young and they were unexperienced receivers. Devontae Smith was a rookie. You know what I'm saying? Half the season he had to figure out how to even beat jam coverage or, how to beat a double team and how to beat this or that. And he still pulled up almost 1,000 yards reception, receiving for this year. You know what I'm saying? Quez Watkins was just getting his foot planted into the NFL. Wasn't getting no play PT his rookie year. Came the next year, he was getting PT, so it was like he was making plays for it. He had 700 plus yards. That's good for a guy. Getting his first real action. Dallas Goddard still had Zach Ertz in front of him for half the year, like to the trading deadline. So he wouldn't get his full chance to be number one and be out there and put up numbers all year long. Imagine if Dallas Goddard put his numbers up that he had all year long. You're looking at somewhere close to 1,000 yard receiver. So it's like it wasn't that the coaches had to understand how to use these guys. There was a lot of things going on last year to prevent us from putting up the biggest numbers that we could possibly have put up. That's what I look at. I look at like you gotta look at the realistic approach and look at it. It's like these are all young players. These are all young coordinators. That was a bunch of young mistakes. We're just going out there trying to figure out what's going on, and it still led us to 9 wins and a playoff berth. So now this year's the reason why, okay, now none of you guys can say you're young no more. Let's see what Devontae does year one to year two. Let's see, what Quest does years 2 to year 3. Rager even Rager looking good. He's had a lot of dramatic stuff happen in his life. He lost two best friends over the last two off seasons. Those things matter with players. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's why I loved what the Eagles did this off season. They got players that want to come home and play. Come back to their families and their familiarity and the whole bonding thing is going on with this team right now. Like we got a lot of players that are going to be playing for something more than just the Eagles. They're playing for their families. They're playing for their colleges, their hometown. Hero. They used to be the hometown hero, and then they moved away. Now they're back, and they are that hometown hero. They're coming to bring some football to Philadelphia, and it's going to look really nice out there.
Okay. Well, listen, I'm with you on a lot of things, man, and I've loved everything you said. But to a point, I gotta disagree to this one. I do understand your point. To yes, is Devontae Smith a number one? Yes, 100% agree with you on that. But there is no way that Quez or Rager ever is or might ever be AJ Brown. I understand that we don't need them to be per se, but AJ Brown is another level. Like, and I know we all agree to that. I mean, he
Listen, I'm not saying that Quez or Rager's or AJ Brown. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying
no, I know.
with the development of our offense, if you were to keep those same guys coming back there for a year or two in the same system, where the coach figure out what they figured out, could get them in a better position to play. Jalen Hurts taking another step as a quarterback. You can still, we made it to the playoff with them the way they were.
Yeah,
As a
yeah.
year in
But what
the
I'm
system, we
trying to
could have
say,
made it to another game or two without them. Like, I'm happy we got AJ. Don't get me
yeah, yeah,
wrong.
yeah. No, what I'm trying to say is that AJ Brown is another level compared to anything that they will bring or can bring. Like when yes, we could have went in with what we had last year, and for sure we might be successful, but the only person bringing that true threat, in all honesty, is Devontae Smith. Now you do get some out of Quez, and hopefully he takes strides every year, like we've been seeing, and he becomes that dominant number three in the slot, and somebody that we can really truly depend on, like a Renfro, you know.
Mhm.
But AJ Brown is he's like Amari Cooper was for Dallas. He is affecting that defense even whenever you're not looking at him.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? You're not getting that from Quez, and you're not getting that from Rager.
Like say we didn't get AJ Brown, but we picked it up a receiver in a draft like Olave or London or what I'm saying, like one of them
That's
big
still
name
a
young
threat.
studs. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
that's
Like
still a threat.
it would still be pretty freaking good. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm saying like
Yeah,
we'd still be up there in terms of like what you should expect from our offense this year. Like the fact that we got AJ is a plus,
yeah.
but I'm just saying, like, it wasn't a necessary need to the point where it's like, oh, if we didn't get AJ, you should not have high hopes for this offense moving forward.
Now I got a question for you on that one, dude. And in all honesty, do you think that Howie didn't want to move up that far to get one, or do you honestly think that Howie wasn't expecting all them wide receivers to go that soon, and he thought he had more time? Like, how do you think that played out? Because AJ was kind of, at least in my opinion, AJ was almost the last resort. If we couldn't get an Olave or we couldn't get like a Burke or somebody, like
I don't
and
know,
maybe
because didn't a couple of those guys go after our pick anyway?
not the ones that we wanted, like Williams, Olave, all them. They went like top 10.
Yeah.
So like that's what I'm saying. Do you
Yeah.
just think
Yeah.
he didn't want to spend the capital to get up that far, or do you think he thought they were going to go later and he had more time? Because I honestly believe you. I think if he could have gotten an Olave, AJ wouldn't be here. But the fact that he went like what, sixth or seventh, that kind of shook things up a
Well, I
little.
know we needed a physical receiver, so I wouldn't even put Olave, Williams, or even Wilson in that bunch. I was looking more towards the London, a
Yeah.
bigger physical receiver. I think if we would have had one of those guys on the board sitting there, like we probably would have drafted him. But at the same time, he realized they're gone, and he was like, "Okay, Tennessee's not doing AJ right. Let me go scoop him."
Yeah. No, and I'm not complaining, man. You know, I, how long have we wanted a wide receiver like this?
Yeah,
How long? We thought we had it in To,
and then
and
just like you said about hers too, like AJ's only 23 or he just turned 24 or something like that. Like
he's
he's
25.
still young. He's not even in his prime yet. So we're getting a Pro Bowl caliber receiver that's not even hit his prime yet. You know what I'm saying? Like what's that look like? As much as you want to see what Hurts or Devontae look like, what does AJ look like in his prime? We haven't seen it yet. He's on his way. That's what I love about a lot of the players we got. Kaiser White reaching his prime. Son Reddick. All these guys are still young, talented football players that haven't even reached their prime yet. So that's what makes this team that much more dangerous and that's why you're starting to see more and more teams. Like even over the last week, I've seen more and more teams. People say this team is a Super Bowl team. You know what I'm
Well,
saying? Like,
defenses win
it,
championships, bro. Think
yeah,
about it.
yeah.
They will do. You know, and this defense is pretty lit, bro. I'm not gonna lie. There's, you know, I think if you want to look at any weak spot on the team, you're going to look at safety. But even I believe Epps is going to hold that down nice. I believe Harris brings a good value to the team,
And
and
you
I
see how they said, like, we all agree, think Epps can hold it down tightly. But guess what? If Epps doesn't there, guess what? Kayvon's right there, Tart's right there. You're not just looking at some, nobodies up there that if Epps does fail, if he fails, you're gonna throw a guy like Tart in there. You're gonna throw a guy like Kayvon Wallace in there. You got options.
yeah,
And
there's
I
a,
think that's the biggest thing that this team has that a lot of other teams. Like I always say, well, you gotta say the Eagles are a top 5 team. And when you go, oh no, no, not even close. Like, go ahead, list your teams that you think are better. Like on paper, I know it's on paper, but a lot of these on paper players got resumes. You know what I'm saying? Like we got all pros. Like when the Miles Sanders thing came out, he's like, "Yeah, I'm talking to the rest of these guys. We think we're an all-star team." Miles didn't say he thinks we're an all-star team. He said we talk as a unit and say we feel like we're on an all-star team because he does. Look at all the Pro Bowlers on our team. Look at all the the talent that's on our roster. They've all been Pro Bowlers from Kelsey, Fletch, Lane. You know what I'm saying? Hargraves, Sweat, BG, Slay. We got Bradbury. We've got all Pro Bowl players on our roster. So why wouldn't you feel like we got an All Star team? Like everybody took that out of proportion. I'm not trying to bring it back up because it's a little old news, but I'm just saying like he was speaking facts, man. I would think that too if I came to the Eagles. You heard Bradbury say, whoa, when I actually had the chance to go to the Eagles, I'm like, whoa, I like what they're doing over there. There's a lot of good, talented players over there. That's what players want to play for. They want to play for other football teams, good football teams that can win football games. And even with the roster we had last year, we won football games. But with the talent that we had brought in the offseason, that's definitely a plus. And we're definitely one of those teams that you don't have to watch out for us.
the only reason that I accept that talk, bro, and in all honesty, why I don't mind to a point, is because when you got a guy that says that one, that means that locker room's pretty damn confident right now. You know. And yo, shout out to CG.
Shit.
Appreciate you for stopping through, bro. Shout out to the seven still rocking with us. Please hit that like button on your way in or way out. Appreciate you guys. Um, what was I saying? What were we just talking about?
You're talking about having an all star team,
Oh yeah, like when you have the confidence like that, I'm all for it, man. Like because I would want my locker room to feel that way. That they're gonna play hard, I would rather have that than my guy come out and just be like, "Well, we're gonna be real shitty." Like where's the confidence at? If you automatically think you're not gonna be anything, then why even play on Sunday? Because you're not gonna get anywhere. Having confidence is what wins games. When you
Yeah.
go out there and you sit there and say you can't beat me, there's nothing you can do. No matter what, you can bring your best game. My game's gonna be better. Like, dude, that's what wins games. So I'm all for it. I would rather have a very high praise and very high expectations. So what if you don't meet them? Come close to them. You know what I mean? Just get close. Progression is anything. If you come out and win one playoff game, I'm satisfied. You come out and win two, that's fucking sweet. You come out and win three, you're playing with me. Don't do that, because you know what that means. So
Yeah.
if you're gonna go and do all that shit, then you might as well just go all the way and take it all. But you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like that's what I'm saying, man. Like the potential is there. There is no ifs, ands, or buts. The potential is staring us right in the face. These guys have to go out, believe it, grasp it, feel it, and just go out and play. And play like every Sunday or Monday or Thursday is your last day. And I swear to
Thanks.
God, dude, this team is going to go far and beyond.
Yeah, we're doing big things this year, man. All I can say is get ready, guys. Every week get ready to be cheering on your football team doing amazing things. Like I think we can be as good as like the greatest show on turf on offense. You know what I'm saying? Like just our offense alone. I don't think they even had a defense like this. It's the completeness of our team. You know what I'm saying? Like there's Super Bowl champions that have not been as complete as this roster is. You know what I'm saying? It didn't have all the pieces like this roster does. You know, there've been Super Bowl champions like that. And I feel like, for us to have all these pieces, you just gotta, go with the faith. At the end of the day, that our faith and our support is gonna be that thing that pushes them over the top. You know what I'm saying? Like they can do it whatever they want in that field, but when they know they got, millions of fans backing them up, knowing that they're supposed to be champions, man, that's what's gonna get them at the end of the day. They might have that one slip up in the middle of the season, then the whole fan base is like, "What's going on?" You know what I'm saying? Y'all way too good for that. And that's sometimes that's what you need to kick you in the overdrive and to come back and play the rest of the season off great and finish it off great. So I think it's special. It's gonna be a special year this year.
Yeah, man. And listen, in all honesty, my Philadelphia, damn, man. Is it late nights that pull out the sex bots? What's up? That's crazy.
Thanks, boss.
Ugh. All right, no lie, man. Like I'm gonna be honest with you. That I don't want my team even listening to what the fuck we say. In all honesty, I don't. I want them to believe what they believe in that locker room, and I want them to run with it, whatever that may be. Because in the end, no matter what we say, no matter what the Philadelphia Philly media says, no matter what anyone says, if you guys believe, everything else will kind of fall into place. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? It's not about the outside noise. It's not about what we as content creators say. It's not about the doubt we bring. It's not about anything. It is about what you guys believe in that locker room, and that's all that fucking matters.
The
And that is
12th man.
the truth.
We are all part of the 12th man, like how the Seahawks won with the 12th man. That's us, man. We are the 12 men on that football field. We are the difference between a close game. You know what I'm saying? Like, we need to be there. We need to support. Stop with the hesitation. I know a lot of people, once the season actually starts, kind of stops with some of that hesitation. But, do it now. Why not? You know? Support these guys going into every preseason game, into every, joint practice. Support these guys 100%, and they will pay off. It will pay off, man. I'm telling you, Jalen Hurts is about to do some things. Like you said, our defense is about to do some things. Jordan Davis is about to wreck shop on the NFL. I don't care what people have to say. They're like, oh, he's too fat, he's too this, he's too that. This guy's one of the biggest, fastest defensive tackles ever to play the game. And I think even Fletch, you know what I'm saying? When you make Fletch look small, then you got an opportunity to play. When you're bigger, faster than Fletcher Cox, he's dominated for years and years. You're bigger, faster than Aaron Donald. He dominated for years and years. And both of those two guys, we got it's like you put Fletch and Aaron together, and that's what Jordan Davis is. So to not even think that this guy cannot be the best defensive tackle ever to play the game, it's ridiculous. He got to go on the field and prove it. His mom's a huge Eagles fan. I think that's going to put more, effort into his play. And I think this guy's about to be one of the best defensive tackles ever.
Yeah, man, I agree with you. No argument there. Listen, man, I appreciate you coming on.
No problem, man.
You guys know, definitely go check out. We've streamed tonight on YouTube on my channel, Hardcore Sports. We've been on Twitter, Twitch, um, and also on Facebook. So appreciate each and every one of you for who tuned in. I also got invited to join Let's Talk Sports over there with them. They're going to put me on Roku, Fire TV, Amazon. So definitely look forward to working with them and all they do. Uh,
Nice.
and yeah, man, appreciate you and taking the time to come on and talk football with me.
Oh,
And
yeah, man. I'm always here whenever y'all ready to do it, man. I'm always down to talk some Eagle football, man. And especially with you, man. We could start it from the bottom. Now we're here. And we're going to
yeah,
keep going, man. Like, the sky's the limit. We are the new generation of Eagles content. And everybody's going to deal with that. We're going to keep bringing that fire no matter how it is. So, make sure you subbed up. Make sure you subbed up to AK Eagles. Make sure you subbed up to BG31. And, both are, he has Hardcore Sports. I have BGN. We're all bringing out content for you guys, all different types of content, all different teams, all different platforms. Just make sure you're locked in and loaded. What up, B for life? You know what I'm saying? 'Cause we're bringing entertainment. At the end of the day, this is not just about the stats. It's about entertaining you guys, making sure that you guys are entertaining. You guys are in our streams, participating with us. You know what I'm saying? We do this for you guys. We don't want to just talk to ourselves. We love talking with you guys. We love answering your questions. We love hearing your aspects on things, because sometimes you get a different aspect that might make you think, oh, yeah, I never seen it that way. So make sure you guys stay engaged, stay locked in, hit that like, share the video if you got a sharing platform. Like tonight, I shared this video on my platform. And if you got 1,000 subscribers or more, you got a community, make sure you share that video tonight. Let's help us get out there so we can get to more Eagles fans out there.
Yeah, man, and once again, I appreciate you, dude, and no lie, we started together, man, literally almost the same day, and you've grown so fast, bro. Shout out to you and all you do. Glad we could do this together, and look forward to many more years doing it. I'll be there at the open practice this Sunday, so if any of you guys are there, definitely hit me up on the DM. We'll definitely meet up, say what's up, maybe have a beer together, whatever. Definitely
Yeah.
there in the morning, about 10 a.m., and I'm going to tailgate all day and just have a blast. So look forward to seeing each and every one of you guys down there if you can make it. And yeah, man, Philadelphia Eagles all day, every day. We bleed it, we live it, we love it. It's going to be a great year, man. And I expect nothing but greatness from this team. And wherever they go. But I'm with them till the end. So
Oh, yeah.
appreciate you, big dog. Thank you
Hey,
so much.
thank you, man. Until you
All right.
guys,
Fly
peace
Eagles fly.
out.
Yo.